sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys, Sports Talk, and beyond. My name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter.
Ready?
Run from it.
Run from it.
Destiny.
Destiny arrives all the same.
Now.
What should I say?
Cowboys are trying to build it the right way, the proper way. And we got to get it going the best way. Law Nation Sports, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel, personal injury lawyers. We got updated news on a few things too. What's going on with the owners meeting, the coaching scenarios as well. Bear with me as we proceed to give you what you need. Five, four, three, two, one. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank everybody for rocking with the nation. The name is Law Nation. All right. Cowboys heading into a few more weeks before the draft hit. The coaching staff is already assembled. We know all of that, right? But now it's time to assemble their philosophy, their principle. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. And salute to all of the people that's on the Facebook. I got some distortions. Put a 1 in there. Let me know if it's right here. Is it better now? Do I still sound distorted? What about now? Appreciate everybody for rocking with me. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Let me figure this out. Hold on. It's loud, but you good? Hold on right quick. What about now? 5 is a 1. Is it better now? Unfortunately, I haven't been in the studio for a second, so I want to make sure before we go further into this conversation. Are we okay now, right? We good? We good to go? All right, great. Ain't no distortions? Okay, great.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah. Come on. All right, so when we are here, it is for what it is. The Cowboys busting the budget, right? Shout out to Jonathan Bullard. He's a guy that the Cowboys recently signed. He's a journeyman, been on 4 or 5 different teams, but he is a strategy piece. He got a quick get off, burst acceleration, get up A gap or B gap. He's a run stopper first, right? And then he tried to get to the quarterback, which is cool to us. These moves that they are doing now are not egg breaking news like you say, okay, let me take an egg and bust it on my head. These are not those type of moves, but they are moves that can fit right on in far as size for this particular team. Remember, there's a philosophy and a principle that must be adhered, and that principle is coming from CP's camp and his administration. And in order to get that, we got to be on the same page, right? Old folks say singing from the same hymnal. And as the Cowboys commit to these type of things, we have the owners meeting. With the owners meeting, you have coaches down there that talk, and we got a chance to read some transcripts, and I'm going to try to pull those up of what Brian Schottenheimer said. We're going to try to give you guys that info and intel today. Also what he meant and what he's saying as well as with the linebacker. We know we need linebackers in this mix. We have been desolate of a legitimate linebacker for a long time, not a short time. And that is something that we must correct right now, right? How are you guys feeling about this team? Are we making the necessary moves to put something on our stomach before we go into this particular draft? Are we doing those things correctly, by the way? Because those are things that we have to also go over. And as we pull this up, let's pull this up right quick. And this is what he said as it relates to the linebacker situation. It states here, Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer acknowledged that the linebacker is a need, especially based off of the numbers they have from the personnel standpoint. As potentially adding someone, we got firepower going into the draft. And he states here, we're not done. We're always open for business. Now, being open for business and accepting business, two different things, right? There's a lot of people that's open for business, and there's a lot of things that should be correctified as relates to as we talking to business. Now, before I go into this, we can always make our necessary improvements because we have the most purchasing power in this draft. Law, what do you mean? Well, what I'm saying is basically no one has as much first-round draft picks as we do, right? We have the 12th and the 20th pick. And this past weekend, we was able to catch up with my guy, Clarence Hill, on a few things about this. Let's listen to what he had to say about this. And shout out to everybody that's here. Appreciate y'all.
What are your thoughts on the Myles Garrett thing? Is that hot, cold, or what you think with that?
You know what's crazy to me is if you went after Max Crosby,
Right.
you offered the first and second round pick after Max Crosby. Go after Myles Garrett.
Come on.
Go after Myles Garrett.
If
you went after Max Crosby, go after Myles Garrett. Max Crosby ain't as good as Michael Parsons.
Right.
Michael Parsons ain't as good as Myles Garrett. Now, we don't know if Cleveland's going to trade him.
Right. So that's one point, right? We don't know whether or not Cleveland have the wherewithal or the willingness to trade him. And we're going to pull up some of that stuff too. So many people are saying they out on moving for an older player. And I know ageist is a real thing, right? And because we know we want the youth, right? Everybody's banging the table where we want these picks. We want these picks. We need these picks. We love to have these picks, right? And then there's a Mozzie, right? Yeah, no. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And then there's no offense, Tyler Guyton. I know you follow the channel, big fan of yours. But there's a Tyler Guyton. Then there's what's the other guy that we drafted in the first round? Oh, an LVE. Can I go on? Byron Jones and them. Taco, who I just met up again at this Renegade game, So there's a lot of people that we can literally look back at and say, hey, we want to hold on to these picks. Granted, I'm not banging the table saying that if we get a Myles Garrett, not a Monroe, that all of a sudden, or Sanders, right? We don't need another Sanders here, right? Miles Sanders. Well, I'm not saying that we get those guys, we automatically punching the ticket, to where we need to go. But what I'm saying is basically, historically speaking, dare I say, is that the Cowboys only been great in winning championships when they had a super team. Let me know. JV Boy says Mo Claiborne in there, man. Shout out to you, my dog. Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out ways to win. Cowboys never won a Super Bowl without a super team. Let me say this again. The Cowboys never won a Super Bowl without a super team. Let me go into my my Dr. Umar bag. The Cowboys never won a Super Bowl without a super team, right? Yeah, Staubach was on a super team. They even had a nickname for the defense. If you're old enough, put the nickname in the chat. And then in the 90s, the Cowboys had a damn super team. If you think I'm lying, just quick Google search or AI it and let me know where their defense was ranked as it relates to the Super Bowl wins that they won in the 90s, right? So I'm trying to get back to those, Yeah. So Myles would definitely tilt the scale for that. And if you were willing to give up multitudes of first round draft picks or player capital for a Max Crosby, Clarence did make a strong point with that, which is not debatable, right? That Parsons was better than Max, you know what I'm saying? And you were willing to do that. On top of that, Myles is greater than Parsons. You see what I'm saying? And Myles is greater than Max. So if it is a situation in a scenario, let's figure that out. Let's see how we can get to those good points and those good situations and bring that on our side, right? That's how I'm looking at it. I could be 1.5 billion wrong, but let me know.
But I'm going to run up the flagpole. I'm going to make the call. You didn't make the call on Derrick Henry. I'm going to make the call.
Come on, Jerry, don't make calls, though. Jerry, I'm
What's
on
your
point? They got to come to me.
Yes, but I'm going to make the call if it's Myles Garrett, okay? At least try to make the call. I would certainly try to make the call if that's what I'm going to do. We don't know if it's going to work. We don't know if it's going to happen. They can walk behind us. They can walk around us, but they want to walk through it.
But make the call, though, Jerry.
At least make the call. At least try.
Yeah.
You want to get credit for trying to get Max Crosby. You want to get an A for effort for trying.
Yeah.
Okay? Try.
Come on.
Miles Garrett. Local
I'm begging.
DFW, Austin Martin, with Texas A&M. Try to bring Myles Garrett home.
Right.
Try to bring him home, man. And well, my guy.
Right. No declines in his career, too, by the way. Come on out.
Please come home.
What we got, baby?
I got beans and bologna.
Hey, sheesh. I didn't know I could hit that note this early in the morning. But I know it's kind of like regurgitations of the nations of all of these situations without hesitations, nor deviations to the matter. There's a lot of words that didn't really mean anything. But y'all get what I'm saying with these type of things on your mind is that if you fool around and get somebody like that, immediately your credit score is increased, right? You know, you went from a 650 to damn near 820 something, you know, and that's just for what it is, right? Now, I'm not saying that all of a sudden you bring him that all of the woes goes away, but technically, if I can be fair, transparent, and all of these things to y'all beautiful people that's watching right now, if I could be transparent with you guys, we need them. And it's been 30 years, 30 seasons, right? We just asking Jerry, pick up the phone, man. Give him a call. You just never know, right? Come on, Jerry. I'm begging him. I'm begging Jerry Jones completely to do this, right? And I ain't too proud to beg at all, right? And I know you guys can see it and y'all can feel it to a degree. But if you're talking about busting the budget, that would be the main thing. All right. And on top of that, I know, you know, that the holes on this team, we still got them, right? The linebacker room and edge room, right? What can help out every layer is pressure, and we need that. We don't even have it on paper right now. So those are things that we had to adhere to and getting things going. So with that being said, with the knowledge that we have now, where are you guys at if this all don't go through? And will you be able to say to yourself, let's just move up and trade up to go get a solidified linebacker? Do you think quantity is good, or do you just go get the quality? And this is what the thoughts on the appetite of the linebacker, Sonny Styles.
Had the appetite to trade up into the top 10 if they had a defender that they liked kind of slip a little bit?
It's something that if you would have asked me that, she's like about a month ago, I would have said no way. But I do think if you look at some of the things that Shoddy has kind of talked about and said yesterday to Cowboys.com, that they believe that they've done enough to be fluid and to move around. And I mean, I think that there's one big clear need. I think we all agree on defense right now, and that's that linebacker. Mm-hmm. And part of me wonders if you are just enamored with a guy like Sonny Styles, can you go all the way up to 6, 5 to go get a guy like that if he's still there? I think that's just kind of the only area where it would be worth trading up is a guy like Sonny Styles.
All right, so Styles make fights too, by the way. I love saying that. Is it Bayou City says pressure? Oh no, Jerry Jones says pressure make diamonds. Shout out to you, Jerry. Let me throw me a few diamonds, Jerry. Throw me a few of them. Always quality over quantity. Like, who have soft eyes here? Like we having a conversation now. We have no segments. We have nothing. We just talking. We just having a conversation. No watered down segments right here. We just having full conversation. Just me and my friends here. We having a great conversation. Do y'all see the vision of where the Cowboys going? Do y'all see it? Because of course, quality versus quantity. And we can all say that the moves that we made in free agency, these are all quantity pieces. The quality side of it could be a Rashawn Gary, right? But outside of that, none of these moves can change the way that you look at this draft. There's no one beholding, whereas you say, man, I got Kobe Durant, and since I got him, I don't need a Mansour Delane, right? There's nobody that literally is out here saying, man, hey, man, I got P.J. Locke in there, right? And Jalen Thompson. He's still a JT. But, man, I don't need a Dylan Dynaman. I don't need a Caleb Downs, right? None of these moves are moving it that way. And no offense to those brothers that's trying to find a way on this side of the world to make it in the Cowboys world, right? But my thoughts are none of these moves are that. So it could be that the Cowboys are looking at it from a philosophy and a principle that we get our quantity because we have so many freaking holes on this team, and we got holes, you know. And it goes to this point that if we can patch up some of this stuff, go into the draft with the mindset of grabbing quality and doing what we can do to make sure we get the star-studded players, I'm with them. I'm right there with them. I can see the vision. I wish I can show y'all the highlights of Jonathan Bullock's tape. Like, not to hype him up, but it is a situation and it is a scenario that you can literally look back at this and say, cool, the Cowboys, oh my God, at least got guys that can fit the scheme that they're trying to do. Do you think Dak lasts until 130? What is that, Trip Aces? Appreciate you. Here's the thing, though. Dak playing up until he's 35, 40, that's neither here nor there, right? What the Cowboys, when we start talking about windows of time, I know this is off subject matter, wasn't even planning on talking about Dak Prescott. If people still think in 2026 that Dak Prescott is the finite issue or problem with this team, and they say that they are Cowboy fans, then let's all stop talking to them, right? If people think in the year 2026 that it must be all only him in order to win, then we are still in the same situation. Because you can clearly see that there's been lesser quarterbacks that can lift up that Lombardi trophy, right? Meaning that you have a window, and if you're still worrying about the quarterback, then you don't have that window. You get what I'm saying? You should be looking at this situation as, okay, you got your quarterback. You got 2 more years on that note to pay. And if you can't, 2 to 3 more years, 3 years max, 2 years perfectly, right? And if you can't win games with that 2-year window, that's not on the quarterback. That's on the people that you're surrounding yourself with that team, right? We're literally seeing we saw Jalen Hurts lift up a Lombardi trophy. We just saw Sam Darnold lift up a Lombardi trophy. And if you guys think that if you can put another quarterback in those situations, in those moments, and they not able to win, come on, man, I got to land on the moon. Because they were not the deciding factors of their team winning. And this is a team sport, not an individual. And we are wasting time going back and forth over that, right? Bama boy Davis says, good morning, Law, sending my milestone chat. Man, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate you so much, man. Trent Difford won a Super Bowl. You know? Donald did it making no money. All right, so if we still talk about the money situation, that is another part of the problem that we've been hypnotized with. Can somebody let me know right now that the Cowboys, do they have money to spend, yes or no right now? Did they have money to spend last year, yes or no? Brad Johnson won the Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, so winning is one thing, and us talking about money is another thing. Because technically, the quarterback that won it with Jalen Hurts, he's getting paid $250 million. Don't y'all understand? $250 million is still $250 million, right? And that's not me capping for anybody. So if one team is able to spend $250 million, regardless of how you look at it, and still win, then another team can still spend $250 million and still win. It's still the same money is what I'm getting at. That just come with the territory as it relates to you being on a team. Your quarterback is 9 times out of 10 is going to be the highest paid player. That's just how it goes. So it is for what it is. Joe Flacco got a Super Bowl. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So I'm looking at this chart line right here for your mind. It states here that the Cowboys have $14. They got $14. $14 million to spend. And if they get out of their way and go ahead and extend GP, guess how much they will have? They'll have around 30 to maybe $34 million, give or take. So money is not the problem. The business side is the problem, right? So the Cowboys got to get things going. And speaking of that, ladies and gentlemen, let me see if I can get back to here. And this was a statement made from the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, and then we'll circle back to the defensive side. This is head coach Brian Schottenheimer said he has been in contact with George Pickens, but has been given no assurance that Pickens will attend an off-season program, right? On top of that, he's doing great. He and CD have been talking a lot, or taking a lot of trips together. He's been training with Dak. Look, GP love it here. We love GP. We have plans for GP to be here for a long time, not a short time. So with that being said, it is a situation and scenario that the Cowboys are dragging their feet again with this GP thing. And what I'm stating is what Brian Schottenheimer said, is that he's working out with Dak Prescott. Him and CD, they've been on trips together. They've been pounding the sands out there. Ooh, a pause if necessary. They've been out there running the sands and Cabos and stuff, Belize, wherever they've been at. And they've been working out and getting things going. I can't wait to see what these boys going to look like 2 years together, So many people think that you can just have, you can extend Quentin Williams. Ain't that right, Dunson? Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Law, we need no distractions. Can we pray that changes the culture and still waiting? Yes. See, man, Shotty, hush your mouth. I feel you. You're right. My ultimate goal is that they got to set aside a new, and I mean just that, a NEW philosophy in this, a new way. And that new way will be, ladies, and shout out to you, Verde. The new way will be that the Cowboys go into this training camp season with everybody paid. Come on, man. You can do that, Cowboys. We have enough remuneration to be able to do this. Now, I know egos is the main thing.
Joe, we've had some discussions on a couple different platforms.
Back to the defensive side, and we'll go circle the wagon back on that thing. Come on with it. Appreciate you.
About that, we worry about the teams ahead of you taking defenders, namely when you look at, say, with
Kansas City,
Cincinnati, and then Miami. I'm worried that you're going to have to, I keep saying, walk the minefield of those three teams if, in fact, they might all take defensive players. Is there you hear anything about that, or any of your own thoughts about that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a huge minefield that they're going to have to navigate. especially if you are only, really targeting a few guys at 12, right?
Right.
I think obviously someone that we talked about before is Jamad McCoy, right? I've mocked him to the Cowboys twice, and I know that a lot of people are saying, I don't know about that, and I understand why.
Right.
But, if you're there at 12 and, let's say it's a run on defense, I mean, I don't know, where else you might go if you want to find a premier prospect.
Before y'all can, my guy, Joseph Hoyt on this Jamad McCoy scenario. I'm not in the business of beating him up or anything. He's still my cornerback one, right? Mansour's right up there, right? We don't know. Like, the NFL is such a strange lady. Shout out to Brian Broadus for coining that phrase. We don't know what the strange lady looked like. She may have one eyebrow, right? To go all the way across with the crazy eye and hairy legs, right? But tall and fine and all of this other stuff. But we don't know. The NFL is a strange lady. And we don't have a crystal ball, right? But we do understand that the Cowboys need help. We need some type of direction at CB. And the cornerback room been hit crazy with injuries. I don't know why they want to come after us with the injury side. From Josh Butler to Trayvon Diggs last season, do he have a knee? Do he don't have a knee? Synovial fluid leaked out. What's bone to bone, body to body? I don't know. DeRon Bland, bad feet. And if you don't have good feet as a DB, that's terrible. Then we fooled around and went and got a guy, Siobhan Revel, who should have been, in my opinion, redshirted, right? Played only a Costco sample size of games, and it wasn't something that you can say, hey, look at this, right? So it's been hell for us, especially us diehard truthers, right? So now, do you play around with fire now, or do you say, man, I know the flames? You know what I'm saying? Throw me in there. You thought that it was just two of us. Man, there's three of us in there, man, or four of us in there. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And look, there's another person, I don't know. Maybe we throw Jerry in there. And Jerry come out still alive. I don't know. But it is for what it is. Too risky law. This is for my guy DP. Hey, I ain't going to even hold you. I ain't going to fight you, DP. I feel you, man. But let me ask you this. Let me ask all of you guys this. Instead of drafting Donovan Ezeraku, which you guys would have been happier if we drafted Will Johnson, right? I think he went to the Cardinals, right? And I think Will had a good, solid season. Would you rather have the Will Johnson risk? Because that's normally when we take DBs in the second round with risk elements, and then just move on and not even take a Siobhan Revel, right? Or was it a situation where it's let this cake bake, let's see what's going to happen down the stretch. Who knows? Donovan Ezeraku can turn into someone, right? And out of this defense and how we looked at it, is that it could be a situation and scenario that the Cowboys may have looked into something. If, and I'm using this word very thinly, if Siobhan Revel plays lights out this season, would it be worth the risk? Would it have been worth the risk? Because Nick Saban don't miss on his DB evaluation. You guys get what I'm saying? And Nick Saban really wanted Siobhan. Of course, he stayed in his school or what have you. Yeah, Parlay says Will Johnson had a very solid season. And yeah. JV boy, oh man, he said wouldn't have mattered. Eberflus as DC law. That's the hardest part. The misevaluations of the defensive players. Because we might as well put a a mulligan on the season last year. We might as well. Do y'all know? Like we just having a conversation. We ain't gonna speed up. Nothing. Ain't it right, Jerry? Let me ask you something. Do y'all know who Miroslav Fowl is? Right? Do we really know what he can and can't do? Right? You see, it's something as simple as that. I know Overshawn was battling some injuries. We still don't know who's Overshawn is, right? We still don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. Shamar James, to a degree. Do y'all really know who he is? Kalen Carsons, we still don't know who he is. We don't know who Kalen Carsons is. These are bodies that you drafted, and we don't have a single reason. If somebody walk into this room boldly and say, I know who Miroslav Fowl is. I know what he can and can't do. You'll be looking right at a liar. You know, you'll be looking right at somebody who's telling lies, right? And that's just for what it is. We got guys that we still evaluating because of the mishaps with the defense in the last 2 seasons that we don't even know. Technically, we still don't know who Donovan Ezaraku is, right? We don't know because of the misevaluation of these things as it relates to a processing system. All right, so we finally got some video, man. Let me see if I can pull this audio.
The plan there.
Shout out to Nick Harris, my guy. You know, he does a great job. He does a great job. He don't do a good job. He does a great job. And we'll be filling in and feeding in from his audio. This is what Schottenheimer said 29 minutes ago on George Pickens. Instead of me reading it out to you, you can hear it from the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let me know if y'all can hear audio.
Around in the offseason.
No, I mean, I've had conversations with George. He's doing great. He and CD have been taking a lot of trips together. So when I text them now, I kind of text them both. I was at a wedding the other day. My nephew or my niece got married, and I text them both, and it was great just to catch up with those guys. But, yeah, he's training with Dak. Hey, look, GP loves it here. We love GP. We have plans for GP to be here for a long time. So we'll let the business side of this thing play out and see where it goes.
Regarding him being available, though, for the off-season program, mini camps, OTAs, any assurances that he'll be around?
No, and I haven't pushed that on him. I mean, again, we're all going through the process. It's almost April. We're still a couple weeks away. It's going to play out the way it plays out. Again, it's all voluntary. So, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick Harris and the voice of Clarence Hill on that. I got a saying, and you guys can let me know if I'm wrong with my saying. I got a saying, is that nothing, and I mean just that, nothing is voluntary. All of these things are mandatory. Because a brother with the silver and blue, appreciate all of you guys that's on the Facebook. A brother with the silver and blue, hold on, I got to move one more time. He allowed us to come together. All right. None of this stuff is like I said, is voluntary. If you play for another team, yes, I can give you that. But if you playing with the silver and blue and the star on the side of your helmet, it's definitely not that. It's definitely, my bad, guys. It's definitely not that at all. It is, everything is mandatory because we like to stretch and pull news and information out. We need jerky with ours. If a guy is in Cancun or even if he's in Backdoor, Mississippi, they're going to make a story out of it. So everything is mandatory, voluntary. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you better be there because they're going to say, hey, look, That guy's not committed to the commitment, and it can rub off people the wrong way, and then y'all know how we attack. There's no corner. There's literally no corner for a Cowboy player to relax and get anything, because it's 30 years, 30 seasons. And the moment that we see a football player at Ben & Jerry's, or even if they are at Ruby Tuesdays, for crying out loud, people will make a storyline out of it. So if it's mandatory, then put it in my contract. Toxic Tom, my guy. Yeah, but if it's voluntary, everything is voluntary, mandatory. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. Because we'll make a storyline out of it, right? So GP, just be ready. The moment he don't show up, the moment he's not attending, there will be headlines about it. There will be Stephen A. Smith. I believe he's going to grow an extra forehead, and he's going to talk about it, right? No offense to the Stephen A. forehead, right? But y'all get what I'm saying. There will be conversations, and there will be consequences and repercussions about it. Unfortunately. That is right. And I hate this time of the season because it's just for what it is, you know.
You know, look, we made a run at me either.
What is the plan there?
This is Nick Harris' video on Brian Schottenheimer speaking in lights of the linebacker need.
You know, look, we made a run at some guys in free agency. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And what do? You just adjust. It's something we're working on 365, 24/7. We've got a good plan. We've got firepower now going into the draft. We're not done. We're always open for business. So, part of it's going to be, Demo having a tremendous year. Shamar James is the guy we're excited about. But we recognize that we got to fill some holes there.
Hold on. We all love the excitement and the optimisms of DeMarvion Overshawn. But I got to be objective with my analysis on this, and we got good timing, right? We don't have to rush anything, right? We good. Here's my thoughts. I truly believe DeMarvion Overshawn is a dog. I think that he's going to be the needle mover. I think that he's going to help this team out tremendously. But I got to throw this butt in there. And it's about the size of, oh, my bad, let me. But it's equivalent to this point of fix-a-flat, right? It's like, hey, man, I got this fix-a-flat. You got a nail in the tire. If you pull that off in there, you pump the fix-a-flat in there, at least it can get you to the directions, right? It's like your uncle and them saying, hey, I got this duct tape. And if you can wrap it around and make sure you secure it good enough, it could work. Or it's equivalent to these zip ties, like who work with zip ties? You got uncle and them, and you fool around, back up into the wrong car, and I had this happen to me before way in college. Zip ties, you get the zip ties and they hold the bumper together, right? And we are depending on that for our defense. What I'm saying is that we have a track record of this fix-a-flat doing more harm to the car than it helping the car. We have a track record that this damn duct tape that Willie Earl and Uncle and them gave you, that when it rains, it kind of slips away, right? And this Flexall, they say you can spray it on the bottom of this and it can work and all of this stuff, but the heat kind of dissipates it and it don't work the way it's supposed to work. But these zip ties, they can hold it together Just enough. Just long enough. So what I'm saying is basically, don't plan around the zip ties. And I hate to use this as an analogy. And Overshawn, I'm not beating you up, but for what I want the Cowboys to do is don't set yourself up for failure. Just don't set yourself up for failure and say, hey, I'm leaning on someone who haven't done it and been it there for the entirety of the season, right? So that's been our Achilles heel. So that's why we are banging the table, Schottenheimer, for a Jordan Brooks. That's why we banging the table, even to a smaller degree, Bobby Wagner's, right? Because now, even though they may be a little longer in the tooth, they have perfect track record for the last 5 seasons of not being fix-a-flat, duct tape, zip ties, right? So that's just for what I'm saying. It's like, if you want to empower Overshawn, make sure you still go out there and do your due diligence and bring in a veteran linebacker, someone that's been healthy, right, that can say, hey, we got you. And I ain't talking about a Sanborn, Snellborn, a newborn. I ain't talking about that. And I ain't talking about a canine with no teeth, right? We're not going down that pathway again. And we ain't talking about Logan Wilson. There's not Logan, you know what I'm saying, the Wolverine. The only Logan that I want, he better be saying, Gene, you know. So that's what I want, you know. Now, if we can go through this season, yeah, Seabass says, yeah, but they prehistoric. Yeah, I know they old relics, especially Bobby Wags. That man, he was in school with me, you know. But I just shout out to Staples. Hey, I'm trying to get me a zip tie sponsor. If I get a zip tie sponsor, boy, I'm like, these zip ties can cover everything. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm just saying that I don't want the Cowboys to say, hey, we building our future around Overshawn. For right now, Overshawn got to get me out there and give us some good stuff on tape for at least one season. Come on, give me one season, you know. Oh, my God, Bama Boy says the only Logan I want is the Logan Steakhouse. Now we're working. Now I want some. Now, see my guy, Bama Boy. Now I might want me to give me some steak today, man. I might go to Logan's, man. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you, Rock 22. You know, this is Schottenheimer speaking 15 minutes ago, according to Nick Harris, about the nickel spot, and this could be talking about Deron Bland. So this could be a good one right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Stay paid. We just looking for help. We just looking for a little help. And I think we can get a little help if we work it properly, right? They shut down y'all Logan's, same on them.
It's important in any defense. You know, you're closer to the ball. There's different ways you can build it. You have to, again, this is the first time I've heard it. I think Christian was the one that said it. You know, you have to be able to cover like a corner. You have to be able to blitz like a safety. And you have to be able to fit the run like a linebacker.
Y'all hear that? Message.
You have to, again, this is the first time I've heard it. I think Christian was the one that said it. You know, you have to be able to cover like a corner. You have to be able to blitz like a safety. And you have to be able to fit the run like a linebacker. I mean, those are 3 really difficult things to do at the highest level. And so I think that's why everyone's chasing it. I think that's why you saw a great player like Jay Lou go and command the money that he commanded last year. You know, really good football player. But it's just, again, the good news is you can pull. Kobe Durant's played that, right? I think that was a great addition for us. Excited about that. Kendricks has played it some. But at the end of the day,
the day go in.
We'd love to have a guy that would allow us to keep Duran outside, you know, and we feel like Duran's got the ability to kind of shut off a side of the field. And
Hey, man, I like my guy Duran, but like I said, with the whole zip tie, analogy. Jeez, man. Oh, my God. Did y'all hear what I heard? Hey, wait a minute. Now. That's a lot of dip on that chip right there. Now, come on, man.
Yeah, on paper.
Let me crack your cranium.
Oh, my gosh,
Fertilize your
man.
brain.
Like Schottenheimer, man. I love you, man. You my guy, man. But come on, man. Hey, bro, come on. Why would you do my guy like that? Good.
That's where the gut.
You should never even have that to leave your mouth. Come on, man. I know thou should decree a thing, and it shall be established. But maybe I overheard. You know what I'm saying? I heard. Let me see what he said again. Hold on.
He commanded last year, really good football player. But it's just, again, the good news is you can pull. Kobe Durant's played that, right? I think that's a great addition for us. Excited about that. Kendricks has played it some. But at the end of the day, we'd love to have a guy that would allow us to keep Duran outside, and we feel like Duran's got the ability to kind of shut off a side of the field, and we'd rather keep him outside than move him inside.
Quote from Schottenheimer, he believed that he would love to keep Duran Bland on the outside. He also believed that Duran Bland can shut down a side of the field. Hey, man. Hey, R. Kelly said he believed he could fly. He believed he could touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. Oh, my gosh. Now, I don't know what's going to happen first. Y'all can let me know in the chat. Pardon me. And now y'all know I'm King Kool-Aid Law over here, and I want the world for my dog, right? But which belief is more possible, that R. Kelly can fly, or Duran Bland can shut down the side of a field? Like, I need to know. And if my guy Duran Bland can do that, DB, shout out to my guy. If he could do that, man, I will make an apology video. I would say, man, Duran Bland, I didn't lose faith in you, but I lost trust in you. And those are two different situations. And I didn't think that you would be able to shut down a full half of the field, Hey, but some people were saying that they believe.
Y'all killing me with this. I got 30 years.
30 years. Hey, if Duran, which one is it? Can R. Kelly fly, or can Duran Bland shut down a half of a field? Put 3 in the chat if you believe R. Kelly can fly before Duran Bland shut down the field. And if Duran Bland can shut down half of a field, then put 26 in the chat. I need to know. I want to know where we all stand with this, because at the end of the day, I'm thinking that if you fool around and go in this draft and you overlook Mansour Delane, you overlook Jamar McCoy, Avion Terrell, or to a degree, Chris Johnson or somebody, and you sitting here saying, or D'Angelo Pons, or whoever in this draft that you guys got favors for, because you saying to yourself, I believe that my guy can shut down a half of a field. Okay, so that's Mr. David, okay. Yeah, neither. Wait a minute, it's either one, it's either one or the other. Oh, my gosh. What's the number for neither, Law?
Y'all killing me with this. I got 30 years.
Hey, man. Hey, man, my guy, man. I want people to believe in me like Schottenheimer believing in his players too, man. Y'all need to do that for me, man. All right, I got a super chat from Rock 2222, man. What's up, Law Nation? Great content, brother. All the time, this Rock with the Level Sports Lounge. If you can be, brother, join us one day. Our boy Blue Virus. Okay. So you were in L.A. and California and stuff, right, Rock? Because I think Blue Virus out that way, right? Right. Yeah. Let me know. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your super chat, Rock 2222. This is Schottenheimer on the competition of the quarterback, and we'll let the show flow from there. And I thank y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and again, when Sam was a guy, we watched the film, we were like, man, if we could have Sam Howell and Joe Milton on this football team and give those guys both a chance to compete. They're both uber talented. They both have big time arm strength. Sam started actually 20-something games in this league, which is great. But
man, we got to stop using the word uber talented. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be talented. If they don't plan out this year, they're going to be working for Uber, dropping people off, Uber Eats and DoorDashing and stuff like that. So, no, look, let's stay away from uberly talented, Let's listen to this.
it's an open competition. We're excited for both those guys to go, and you can never have enough quarterbacks to develop. And I think we developed the quarterback at a very high rate in our system, and a chance to get a guy like Sam. And Sam was excited to come here, quite honestly, to be developed by us and the way we do it. So we should be good.
You've talked a lot about your mind.
That boy said these both guys are uber talented, Yeah, you better watch out. I think Sam Howell, by his playing experiences, he got more games experiences, and this all helps. We'll beat up the Cowboys to a degree, but this all helps, right? Because the better your third and fourth string guys are, your second string guys are, the better reps that your third and fourth string wide receivers get, tight ends get, right? So I do like that connotation, that notion, to be able to have these kinds of caliber guys out there to help it up, And HBU me, Cowboy Nation, if you can, hype this video up. Thank all of you guys for jumping in. All right, so this is Schottenheimer on, and let's give a round of applause to Nick Harris, man. If you guys can, go to his page, his Twitter page, give him a follow, support the brother in that fashion, and let's see what we can get going from here. So that's Nick Harris for providing us this intel today.
Tyler Guyton's got a chance to be an elite player, but he's got to take that next step, and we have to help him take that next step, and that's through the process and the planning and having a very specific action plan.
Hold on, before we go further, I love Coach. I love Coach speaking life into these players. We all look. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I'm gonna come back to the big screen. Shout out to you, Jesse. Shout out to you, Sadiq, a member level, civil level 1. Appreciate you so much, Sadiq. Thank you so much for your support. Here's what I'm gonna say. That's another too much dip on the chip. And I'm not being negative. But let's stay away from the word elite. Okay? Man, all of y'all, I truly believe you all have a chance to be multimillionaires. Everybody in this chat have a chance to be a billionaire, right? Even being the chance to being a billionaire and lose it all. Hearing that Money Mayweather, some of y'all may have more money than Money Mayweather because he's broke now, right? He got to get back into fighting, allegedly, right? Don't come after me, Money Mayweather. And if you do got some money, prove it. Send me about, I ain't gonna rob you blind. Send me about $1 million, right? Yeah, Money Mayweather, prove it. Send me $1 million, and we'll work something out from there. But what I want Coach Schottenheimer to do with Tyler Guyton is just be consistent first. Before we start throwing around words elite. Matter of fact, to be fair, we don't even need you to be elite this year. We just want you to be good. We just don't want you to be trash. We don't want you to be average. We just want you to be just above that and be good. Then there's levels from good to above average. These are the tiers. Let me write this down. I'm going to say it very slowly. Good, above average, great, then there's elite, right? All we want you to be, Tyler Guyton, is just be good. And I think that a third of the Cowboys will take that. play parlay says solid. If he could just be solid, baby, we good. Boy, we'll be good, right? And then his compatriot on the other side, we need for him to be above average, the right tackle, because he's been playing in the league too long to be below or be mid, right? And that's all we need. We know our trench in the inside with the Tyler and the Connor and the Tyler Cooper, I meant to say, but we know we good with those particular guys, right? But we just need for this guy, Tyler Guyton, to just be good, man. Let's throw away the word elite. Let's not put that around him. Let him not get into his head space, and we just need for you to be good. If you can give me 17 straight good games consecutively, right, and not overanalyze, because we know he got good feet. We know he can move out in space. We know that he got the physical size. He can be the first person off the bus guy, and you be like, damn, look at him, because when he get off the bus, there's nobody that can walk. There's nobody in the chat I know for sure can walk up to Tyler Guyton and say, man, you soft, you trash, you fold you, but at the end of the day, and you look at how he slap you, we just need for him to be good. So, Coach, throw away the elite wordisms from Tyler Guyton, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Tyler Guyton's got a chance to be an elite player, but he's got to take that next step, and we have to help him take that next step, and that's through the process and the planning and having a very specific action plan of what we want to see him get better at.
What is that action plan for him to get better?
Yeah, it starts with his footwork, getting more comfortable, getting more balanced at the point of attack. And then, again, there's his hand usage. He's really a young, raw left tackle, defensive lineman, right tackle in college, left tackle that's missed a bunch of times. So the biggest thing for him will be having a great, healthy offseason. How do you do that? Well,
and I love where he's breaking the story down on all of this. But that's why you don't draft a developing tackle in the first round. You don't do that. You could have went and got a veteran for that and didn't have to worry about all of these growing pains, because what's going to happen is he's going to develop. He may become that elite thing that you were talking about. But when it's time to pay him and re-sign him, you end up moving on from him, and all of that time of developing him is wasted because he goes to another team and be all of those things. So if you got a window, it's time out for trying to grow something and just get something that you already know that can fit right on in and work. Did I say that out loud?
Luke Schoonmaker figured it out last year. He had a great...
What? Oh, my God. Hey, man, wait a minute.
Oh my God!
Hey, man, hold on, man.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not.
Are you shitting me?
Maybe he is. Did he say Schoonmaker figured it out? Hold on, man. Coach, man, look, man. If I'm ever in a pinch, I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna reach out to Coach, man. Speak on my behalf, please. Come on, shot in the armor. Please speak on my behalf if I'm ever in the jail. Represent me, Schottenheimer. Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm not beating him up, y'all. I'm not. Wait a minute. Hey.
Defensive lineman.
Okay.
Right tackle in college, left tackle that's missed a bunch of times. So the biggest thing for him will be having a great, healthy offseason.
Let me let him
How
finish.
Do you do that? Well,
let me let him finish.
Schoonmaker figured it out last year. He had a great plan leading up from February, March into the offseason program, and that's what Tyler Guyton's done thus far.
One question going back to...
Is he just throwing names out there? Because wait a minute, if Luke Schoonmaker figured out the tight end is far from the damn tackle, then tackle is from tight end. I get it. They all on the offensive line. But come on, man. What you got in that cup, Shotty? It's too early, man. What you got in there, man? What's in that cup, man? What's in that cup? I know it ain't the Law Nation Kool-Aid, but come on, man. Hey, Shotty, man, what we got going on, man? Talk to me. All right, this time I'm not going to pause it. I'm going to let him say it all the way through. Look, it's 1 minute and 41 seconds. I'm going to play the entirety of the clip. Maybe I need to contextualize it and put it together in one fashion because he just said this 3 minutes ago. So let me hear what he had to say. All together, I promise y'all, I would not stop it no matter what he say. Even if he say he believeth that Tyler Guyton can walk on water, I would not stop it. Let me see what he going to say. Hold on.
Tyler Guyton's got a chance to be an elite player, but he's got to take that next step, and we have to help him take that next step, and that's through the process and the planning and having a very specific action plan of what we want to see him get better at.
What is that action plan for him to get better?
Yeah, it starts with his footwork, getting more comfortable, getting more balanced at the point of attack. And then, again, there's his hand usage. He's really a young, raw left tackle, defensive lineman, right tackle in college, left tackle that's missed a bunch of times. So the biggest thing for him will be having a great, healthy offseason. How do you do that? Well, Luke Schoonmaker figured it out last year. He had a great plan leading up from February, March into the offseason program, and that's what Tyler Guyton's done thus far.
One question going back to the...
Is Nate Thomas still in the mix?
Absolutely. Yeah, I should have mentioned Nate. Nate's another guy with a ton of upside, a ton of talent. When those guys get back, they will be, and not just those guys, every player will be given a improvement plan. And again, I might have talked about this, but okay, these are the 3 areas each player needs to get better at, and these are the steps that will allow him to go do that. And, Terrence Steele, for example, hand-eye coordination, timing up his punch, hitting the right pad in his sets. That's an area of a veteran player that he can get better at. But we have ways of teaching that, whether there's these light boards and stuff now that you can use that you see some of the F1 guys doing, and but each player will get that, and that's because part of taking the next step is us improving the current players on our roster. And we've got talented young guys. We've got to get the most out of them.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
All right, Schottenheimer, man. I don't know, man. That's just his personality, Dan. We just going to leave that as personality trait. I want to beat him up so bad, but we got to let the cake bake. I didn't see any growth of Luke Schoonmaker. I could be 1,000,000% wrong on the kid. I thought that, he probably performed better than damn Jake Ferguson, because $50 million Jake Ferguson and Schoonmaker, that wasn't that much far apart from each other, from $50 million, dare I say. But I think that, to me, and it's just me, that Schoonmaker is a progress stopper. I think that you will be a better team if you just develop and craft the skill set of Brevin Spann-Ford / Jake Ferguson. I think in that department you got too many guys that kind of like too stiffy, right? You need somebody that can action get upfield and stuff like that. And if it was me, believe it or not, I know that this could be crass, but even to this point, if I wanted to side with Schottenheimer, with what he just said, I would have been comfortable with going into this last season. If you believe that Schoonmaker took that damn much of a jump from one year to the next, you could have shipped off Jake Ferguson instead of paying that $50 million to him, right? And let it be Schoonmaker, Brevin Spann-Ford administration. But that's a whole nother conversation, right? So we going into this season, from what I can tell, with what Schottenheimer lamented, is that we going back into this season with Jake Ferguson and Schoonmaker, right? Brevin Spann-Ford going to be like, hey, because he's talking about how these guys improve. And we already know the storyline. If you get paid here, you're going to put me out there on the field. And that's just the bottom line with Ferg. So it's crazy how we look at that. Let me see if they have any other updates from Nick Harris. Salute to my guy, Nick Harris. Always does a great job informing the people on things, right? He got some more stuff, man. Boy, give Nick Harris a shout out, man, whenever y'all see him. All right, here we go.
Very important. I think they all are. But, when you got a guy who hasn't played football in a long time, you see the talent, you see the skill set. I think it's really, really important, and I'm pulling for him, more than anything. But it's important, and I'm sure it'll be very well attended. Very important.
Around with those two spots.
That's him on Jamad McCoy. Hold on. Their pro day, I believe, is tomorrow, right? So Jamad McCoy pro day will be tomorrow, so there'll be deciding factor on where he get drafted at, depending on his time. But what I will say, if his time is great, then the Cowboys may consider, right? If his time is terrible, then the Cowboys might say, hey, man, we ain't touching this, man. The problem is, at pro day, if you run a 4.6, they're going to say you ran a 4.5, right? Or 4.40. If you run a 4.5, they're going to say, man, this brother fast. He ran a 4.40. If you run a 4.40, man, you run a 4.29. There be things like that on pro days that I look at the time frame and like, nah, I'm looking at fluid movement because everybody's fast on their pro day. And I get the institutions, the constitutions, and all of the rights that they all have, right? The universities love to say, hey, my guy ran a 4.21. They put a lot of dip on the chip so that they can get more recruits. I get all of that. But at this time, I just wish pro days were more accurate with their reporting. But I get it.
How do you feel about 12 and 20 and just where you are in the first round with those two spots?
Excited. Again, the unpredictability of it, Nick, you don't know how it's going to go. I mean, you really have no idea. There's always a surprise or two. And as these last couple pro days happen and the last couple top 30 visits happen, we really kind of clean up our board. And kind of the way we do it, we bring guys in and we put guys either above the line or below the line. And so, for sure, if Clarence was coming in, he'd be below the line. Yeah. If Tommy was coming in, he'd be above the line. And so below the line doesn't mean we're not going to take him. It just means that before we would take him, it's something we'd have to discuss at length.
And you mentioned the possibility of trading back. You also mentioned the possibility of trading up. Do you feel like you have the ammunition to be able to do so if the right guy is starting to slip a little bit?
Absolutely. Jerry's never afraid of making deals.
Allegedly. Hey, that was the end of that, man. But before we go a little bit further to this at 12 o'clock, let's just go ahead and talk about this right here.
Brunt Workwear. Let's not work in pain, but let's work in comfort. And I'm talking about quality comfort. Brunt Workwear brings you that element of comfort, stability, and also durability. With Brunt, your number one workwear out there in the field, built to last, built to survive, and also leaves you with style and grace. So visit bruntworkwear.com and use promo code LAW and pick up you a pair.
Pick up you a pair of your number one workwear boot. That's bruntworkwear.com/LAW. Promo code LAW. By the way, to get you a boot that you can put on and then you can do BTA. And that is Brunt to Action, by the way. And when you put that Brunt to Action, it is the best boot in the world with comfort and great feel. So be sure to check out our proud partner, Brunt Workwear Boot. Your number one in the world, right? And get percentages and discount off when you use promo code LAW. Appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in for this specialized episode. Before we get anything going down the stretch, are you guys in the wheelhouse of wanting and getting some of this right here, ladies and gentlemen? The call-in line. Y'all want to talk to me just for a little second, we got some more things that we can tip around and talk about, but I figure we can go ahead and open up the phone lines now. I haven't talked to you guys in a minute. Just keep it short and let me get things moving and grooving from here and get things going. We can talk about the Myles Garrett thing. If you want to go over the Max Crosby, we can talk a little bit about that. And who will be our ideal first-round draft picks, for example. This is what one scout said in this particular fashion.
Ideal picks for the Cowboys in round one. I love it. 12, Reuben Bain.
That's awesome. And then at 20, he's going with the Oregon safety, Dylan Thieneman. And he's a guy that people really like, athletic as all hell, like on tape.
Look, ESPN, Matt Miller had the Cowboys this past week going with Ruben Bain and Dylan. Don't y'all know how happy and excited I will be if that fool around and fall to us? Let me see if I can tag this video, tag this number in the chat. That's from Sadiq Charles. Appreciate you so much for your support. And we're going to pin her to the top right here. Pause if necessary. And let's listen.
You can see it, but at the Combine, I mean, he just lit that thing up. So
what do you think of the people that have him going at 12?
That feels a little rich. Like Caleb Downs at 12, I'm cool with.
Sounds like great value.
Any other safety at 12, no, I'm looking at trading down if possible. But they could be in that scenario. Now, the other guy that I really like is Toledo's safety. And Christian Parker took Quinyon Mitchell, corner from Toledo.
Out.
You're out on this guy?
Out.
Manuel McNeil Warren.
Whatever.
Because he played at Toledo?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, this dude is 6'4", rangy, he's a pterodactyl. And he's physical. And I think he could play some of that.
All right. So, yeah, man, it would be great if we can get any of those safeties. There's no way with these 3 picks that we got, like the 12th, the 20th, and the 92nd, whatever, 92nd, that we come out with no safety. It will be like, hey, come on. I'm expecting for the Cowboys to come away with these 3 moves: an edge, a linebacker, safety. An edge, a linebacker, safety. I can foresee them skipping out on a cornerback, but I can't foresee them skipping out on an edge, a linebacker, safety. Based off of what we said, based off of what we did moves as it relates to free agency. Those are 3 possible moves right now. Dr. Strange. I'm going to say again, edge, linebacker, safety, in no particular order. Now, the whole thought track of Dylan at 12, if you can stand tall on that table and pound on that table and saying, I believe it, that Dylan can be a difference maker here, then you fight like holy hell for that position. And we should all know what's going to be happening in that first round, because in the Cowboys war room, when they say we're tuning in to the Cowboys war room, we should see Christian Parker. We should see Ryan Smitty or somebody from the defensive side standing tall and fighting for the guys that they want on their particular side, is what I'm getting at. So I do not fall into the mindset of saying that Dylan at 12 is too rich. I would not fall into that mindset. Here he is right here. Yeah. It's the mock draft receiver from Tankathon. I would not fall into that mindset of thinking otherwise.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's Gene, Scott, and Mark from the 214 or the 817. Every 3 you can dial, and you get your team of experts to help you out if you caught up in a jam. If you T-bone, somebody slip and fall at work, hit your hip at the side of the table, or that pinky toe. Reach out to our proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by a combined of 100 years of experiences here in the heart of Texas. Now, keep this on your mind. If you can't dial that number, just visit FrenkelFirm.com. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to pull this up. So if you guys bear along with me. Hey, guys, I got something specialized for you guys. Click here. join the stream because Law Nation has partnered with Haymaker, and we are trying to bring forth a great opportunity for you guys to also, and I know this is a different world. This is not Cowboys, but this is Luka Doncic. He'll be playing next month here, and we're going to be doing meet and greets with the basketball side. So if you are a big fan of Luka, click on the link that I just posted. It's in the chat. And my proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel, personal injury lawyers, is going to try to figure out a way to get you to the Lakers versus Dallas game. Mavs, by the way. Let's get it. The first person I have on the line from the 201, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
Uncle Law, how we doing, man?
Hey, man, we doing great, man. What's on your mind, man?
Oh, listen, I've been hearing everything you have to say, and I know there's other people that are going to be wanting to call in, and I'll try to be quick.
Yeah, turn me down in the background.
If I'm in the war room, if I'm in the war room right now, okay, whether it be Will Smith, whether it be, as you said, Parker, Jerry, Steven, okay, there are other prospects out there that, everybody is looking at. Okay, and we still got to worry about number 12. Okay, we still got to worry about, first and foremost, number 12.
Right.
Okay. I've been hearing a few names thrown out there, which I want to get an opinion from you, if you don't mind. Okay?
Right.
We're looking defensively up front to try to target and get that solidified. There's a guy by the name of David Bailey from Texas Tech,
right? That
I've heard a few teams, getting an eyeball on. Along with him, you have Arvell Reese out of Ohio State, and then of course Sonny Styles, also out of Ohio State. There, even that aside, even with all that aside. Everything is going to fall on whether or not they're still going to be there come our pick, because these are guys that are, being really scouted now, and with the hopes that somebody's going to take them, either early on, or they may, wait until later until somebody winds up picking them up. But it's all about kind of letting the chips fall where they may at this point. Do you kind of agree?
Yeah, I do. But Reese, Styles, Bailey, Bain, Downs, it'll be hard pressed if all of those guys be there, right? And Reese probably be the creme de la creme of all of the edge rushers, him and David Bailey.
Right.
So it'll be automatic if any of those guys get there at 12 that the Cowboys will break their leg to get to those guys, right? And as well as with Ruben Bain. Yeah. So those are good problems to have. And what I would love for the Cowboys to do, if you have that option at 12 and you got tags touching, you can still hold that spot for ransom, right? And get you some multitude to pick. Not get too greedy, though, because I'm quite sure at that 12th spot that there are other teams that will be very much so interested in moving up to that spot to get a David Bailey, to get an Arvell Reese, to a degree a Ruben Bain. But you would definitely stay still at that spot and listen to people as far as you take the phone calls, right? But you make sure that you have your options open to already have the guy that you really want out of those crew of guys. But that's a good problem to have. 9 times out of 10, the way you explain it, all of those guys will definitely not be there at 12, though.
So what do you think would be the edge going in? Standing your ground, calling up to see if we can jump, let's say, from 12 to 7?
No, I think in this draft, because there's nobody in this draft that I'm willing to just trade the form to move up at. I just don't see it. And I get people that draft heads, they know it. You know, they would say, man, I'll give away my spleen and a pinky to get Caleb Downs. But I'm looking at it like Caleb Downs is a dog. I like what he can do. But if this system is designed to where it is at, and if this coaching staff is where it's at, then I can get Dylan Thieneman to do similar things, right, without giving up draft assets to move up to get him. Now, I know there will be people to fight against me on that, but I just don't think that it will be worth the grain of salt of moving up in this draft, when especially you got so many holes.
You're saying hold your ground ultimately.
Ultimately, yeah, hold your ground and just stay put. I think that would be the best option. And if you do trade down, let's not trade down too far back. I always go back to this mindset. You can get too cute. The year Michael Parsons was drafted, the damn Giants, they traded away from Michael Parsons, and they got cute and traded all the way back to get a Kadarius Toney, right? And at the time, everybody high-fiving, butt-slapping, saying, yay, we got Kadarius Toney. But look what you passed up. You went too far back, and none of those things materialized. Now, I got the Giants and the Washington team right now drafting ahead of me, and they could be spoilers in this mix. But historically speaking, they don't draft well anyway, you know. so I'm good. Regardless of who their head coaches are, they don't draft well, in my opinion.
Just in response to you, Law, because I know I want you to take the other callers here. Mm-hmm. I say, historically speaking, is one thing. Now, if history repeats itself, we've still got to wait to see if that winds up being the case. You know, and we still got to try to hold our ground somehow. Yeah. And hope we get who we can get. Mm-hmm. Best position available, as you always say. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Let me hear you say it. How about them Cowboys? How about them, baby? They're for the 201, man. That's my guy, Cowboy Stevens. Always doing a great job, man. Very strong supporter of the channel. Always call in and show loves and adulations. Let me know. I could be, look, there's no right or wrong way, right, to eat a Reese's, I guess they say. You know, they say put them in the freezer, Law, and, man, pop them things out then. Boy, they taste good. But we got holes, ain't that right, T-Jack? And we can't overexert ourselves by getting rid of certain things to move up to get a maybe, right? All of these draft picks are maybes. From Fernando Mendoza all the way down to whoever it will be, the Mr. Irrelevant or whoever will be this year's Mr. Irrelevant, right? These are all maybes, right? And shoot. The 49ers drafted Mr. Irrelevant, and he went all the way to the Super Bowl, right? Didn't win it. I saw my brother laid out like Family Guy. What was he Mr. Irrelevant? I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. I thought he was. If Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. But if not, neither here nor there. He's getting paid $250 million. Nobody mentioned his money. Nobody. Only in the Cowboys world that people care about the money. I got from the 409D shift. What's on your mind? Yes, he shifted.
My fault, Law.
Oh,
What's
okay,
up,
okay. I'm about to say, I guess you shifted up out of here, man. What you got, bro?
Nah, we shift. Nah, I had to shift this mute button I had on. But nah, bro. I had interesting exercise, man. I did a Axo Chat GPT. Maybe you can do the same. I had to do the top 12 picks of the team's needs and the likely selections. And, yeah, man, they taking up those defensive players, man, even though I see a lot of teams who offensively, I feel like they're far away, but because they're so limited on quarterback, maybe you might have them teams take. I listen to Bucky Brooks talk about it, like you don't have that quarterback or just those. Basically, you're going to go for the guys who put up the better tape, you know, the Reuben Baines, the Sonny Styles. Right. You know, you might not like Caleb Downs, you know, draft a safety to draft at the top 10, but you might pick him just because he has better tape than, let's say, the Makai Lemons and Keldrick Fox of the world, right? And then I guess that's my big thing, man. I'm not really seeing a likely scenario where this draft, these guys can help you right now. Now I do kind of like the mindset of maybe that second safety, because of Seattle's safety, that Imanko Moore, whatever his name is, the South Carolina guy, they drafted him last year, and he seemed like he paid dividends.
Nick.
You know,
Nick,
yeah. So I mean, I kind of like your idea on that, just to maybe stay pat, and you can find you a value at 20.
Right.
But I mean, it's just a lot of, man, it's a lot of Kool-Aid to be sipping, bro. I mean, you're talking about with Shoddy in his second year. Like personality wise, you know, we like him, but truth be told, he really ain't proved nothing to us the first year, you know. I think the defensive coordinator, he's a rookie DC. So we kind of putting a lot into a lot of this unknown, man, and I think that's kind of the trend that, you know, as Cowboy fans, I feel like we need to like just push away from, all the way from you know, trying to sell us on, you know, Tyler Guytons and the Schoonmakers. Like, we've learned to like look at that as BS, you know. So it's not so much of the days where we were, you know, hoping and praying, you know, Andy Jones or whatever that wide receiver was. We kind of passed that, man. We can kind of fish out that BS, man. But I'm just kind of like, you know, I mean, this being the year that we have 2 draft picks, you know, in the first round, and it's kind of anemic, man. It ain't as stacked as what they typically are. And it seems like, you know, every time we need something, it's like that's the thing that's going to get wiped out. And we're left with just whatever, you know. So maybe defensively, if, you know, you can't really find nothing, I mean, draft day trade, man, I feel like that'd be the best thing to do, you know.
No doubt, man. Yeah,
but I feel you, man. I wouldn't want to move back from Parsons, but, man, that's all I got, man. How about them Cowboys, Law? And shit, we going to see what we going to do, bro.
Yes, indeed, man. That's from the 409 Shift. All right, let's speaking of 409, let me see when I grab that 9. It's a 979. All I can see with my mama's eyes. No one knows the struggle.
For your mom.
What's good with you, bro? What you got for me, man?
We in. I know you said to make it short, so I'll just say this and then ask a quick question. You can drop me down. I got one foot out the door on Brian Schottenheimer, man. I'll be honest, Law. I don't like what he said. What he said in that interview. I don't know where in the world he talking about Luke Schoonmaker took a step, but whatever, neither here nor there. So, well, I think you already answered the question. You were talking about you wouldn't trade up for anybody. So, man, I guess who on.
Hold tight, I got a super chat. Let the AI
At Immortal
speak.
Legend, $648.05. I was thinking about the 09 draft that Dallas tried to address defense specifically, and it went terrible. I think people forget about that draft class.
Definitely going to have to look at the 09 draft class. Appreciate your Immortal Legend. But what you got over here, my guy from the 979, DP?
So me personally, I don't think that I would trade up either. That's kind of tough to do. I mean, I guess if maybe Sonny Styles somehow were to fall to maybe about round 9, I could see them possibly, you know, trading up. But at the same time, Kansas City, I think they pick at number 9. So, you know, I don't see them giving up that pick. So, but I hope they definitely address those needs, man. Like, I don't know why they so allergic to linebackers, the craziest thing. But I'll say this one last thing about that whole Myles Garrett situation. It's weird to me how part of the fan base, they don't want to get Myles Garrett because they're talking about they'd have to give up too much and he's 30 years old, but yet some of them want to keep Jadeveon Clowney, but they want to bring back Jadeveon Clowney. He's going to be 34. And no disrespect to him, but he ain't even in the same realm as Myles Garrett. But whatever, man, neither here nor there on that. So, but, man, I appreciate you giving me a chance to speak. I'm going to stay tuned in.
Most certainly, man. You ain't lying. Like Myles Garrett's on Asgard or something. You know what I'm saying? Cloud is somewhere on Earth 12 or just regular Earth, right? And there's no shade at Jadeveon. But us as fans, we got to stop it, man. We talk about the age of the player, and instead of going down the thought track or the processing that this individual have yet to have a decline in his career is insane. Now, granted, we've been snake bitten. I get all of that. But that's Myles Garrett. The draft picks, let me say this with no shade, no angles at my guy Dak Prescott. The draft picks that we possibly draft this year would be for the next quarterback on offense, right? Like, let's just be real. Like this window is no more than 2 to 3 window. Maybe Dak Prescott can hit a lightning strike pathway of getting a new contract. But if there's no hardware to this particular situation, I'm quite sure that all of y'all about ready for it to wrap it up at this point, right? And then he can go do the Matthew Stafford, go to another team and win one, right? And I'm not beating up Dak, but let's be real. If you're trying to win now, you better figure out ways to get this doggone defense up to par. Offense going to be humming. This offense is going to finish out with the pieces, with GP or without GP. A top 5 or maybe a top 8 offense. Law, you have any truth to that? Man, we were top 5 and top 8 offense when we had James Washington out there, right? Noah Brown playing volleyball with the football, right? So I get it, and I think that this team really need to get their head out of the sands and look at the complete picture and say, bring in a guy. Now, it takes two sides to tangle, right? And Cleveland may say, hey, that's our precious. We don't want to get rid of our identity because at least they're known for having good defense. If you take Myles out, then they just be going back to just doing nothing, right? So it is for what it is. And I get it. I get the mindset of saying, man, this guy is old and all of this stuff. I got old Ron from the 202. Then we got MJ for the 206. Hold tight. You live from the 202. What's new?
You gave me?
Yeah, you live, bro. What you got for me?
Okay, bet. So some Cowboys fans might disagree. Some might agree, right? I was doing the mock draft, and the whole time, and I just realized this like a couple days ago, the whole time I just kept getting defensive players. Defense at 12, defense at 20, defense at 92, and the whole draft I did was defense. So then I was doing it. I'm like, hold on, this is unrealistic. I know our defense was the worst, but we're not going to keep going defense, right? And me personally, Long, I think if Jeremiah Love is there at 12, and all of the guys that we want, such as Jamal McCoy, Marcel Dulane, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, it's off the board, you better go Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah.
Because it's no reason for you not to go that way. I know you want to say, our defense was the worst, this and this and that. But it's like we still got other picks too. I don't want to pass up on Jeremiah Love. And guess what, Law? Everybody want to say no, go defense. If all the guys is wiped out right there, the only guy that I would draft at 12 is Keldrick Faulk. But nobody don't want him though. He would literally fit our scheme. Keldrick Faulk would fit our scheme. Not saying that I want him at 12, but I'm saying if all of the guys is not there at 12 and Jeremiah Love is on the board, you would be a fool for you to say, oh no, I want defense. Okay, if you want defense, get Keldrick Faulk at 12 now. But nobody want him though. As long as when you break up Keldrick Faulk, nobody want him.
This is my point on Keldrick, right? And I get your theory on Jeremiah Love. I would love to have Jeremiah Love here, silver and blue star on the side of the helmet. Anytime you get mocked or get comped to Marshall Faulk, give me that, give me that. But here's my overall thoughts of it. What will be the next team that need or in need of a running back? You hold that spot for ransom, right? If you on the clock and another team saying, damn, I really want Jeremiah, how much do you really want him, right? Because we don't really need him, you know what I'm saying? We just know that that's a value added to us because we don't need a running back. Now, he will add to us. Don't now get it twisted. So I would first see what all options that's available. And if it's somewhere close within reach of me still improving my team defensively, then I would do that. Now, if it's a sure straight up Jeremiah Love, then you got to boldly walk in there with your chest out and let everybody know that this is my move right here as the head coach, because this is going to help me tremendously with TOP, ball control. That's how you help out your defense. Your run game is married to your defense, right? Think of this, the days of Jamal Lewis and Priest Holmes. You know, that's the type of running back game that you can have with a Jeremiah Love and mixed in with Javonte Williams, right? You gonna have some fun time out there on the field of playing clock control and time management stuff. So I see that vision. I'm not tainting that one. Now the Falk position, I would be like, Falk if we get him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a little too rich right there at 12, in my opinion. He do fit the scheme. Yeah. He do fit the scheme of what they're trying to do. But that's why I can go get free agency guys to do that, right? Because there's still going to be growing pains with Falk, and we're going to be sitting here saying to ourselves, where my guy at? We still going to be saying, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You're going to be saying that, bro, but I see where you're going. But with those picks, there should never be a straight up. There should always be, let me get on the phone and see who else want this, right?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Look, let me just say this before I leave, because everybody in the chat going crazy. I'm not saying hit Falk at 12. I'm not saying that at all.
Right.
I do not want him. But if all of the guys, let me say this for the people that's not listening. I want y'all to listen. Mm-hmm. For the guys that we want, it's not at 12. Who else is you? I'm not drafting no CJ Allen at 12. I'm not drafting. Right. You can go Dylan, but it's like he's not going to start over Malik Hooker. He's not. He's not going to start over Malik Hooker. He's not going to start over Jalen Thompson. You know, you getting Dylan for that. In my opinion, I'm gonna say it one more time. If all of the guys that we want, such as Jamal McCoy, Maxwell Dulane, Sonny Styles, if it's off the board and Jeremiah Love is right there, yes, you could call some teams to see what they want to give up for that.
Right.
But I am getting Jeremiah Love because the best option for us is to get Keldrick Falk at 12. If all of the guys is wiped out, y'all got to stop. Y'all got to take out the fandom. Take out which don't think about what you want. Think about what the team need. We need an edge. That's the end of it. We need an edge. We need a linebacker. We need everything basically.
No doubt, man.
We need an edge, though. We need an edge. We traded Micah Parsons. We need an edge. Don't think about what you want. Think about what the team want. Team need.
You on
that's
it,
all
man.
I had to say.
Appreciate you, big dog, big homie, man. Thank you so much for calling. Let me hear you say it, though.
How about them Cowboys, man?
How about them, man? That's my guy, old Ron. And I feel exactly what he's saying. Is like what he getting at is basically, if we saying that we need defense, and if he's the highest defensive guy left on your board at 12, and if you staying true to your board and you ain't window dressing it, and you ain't putting cute little bubbly hearts and all of this stuff around that damn draft board, then you're supposed to go Kevin Falk. But the reality of it is that 12th and 20, you in a sweet spot, very sweet, good nectar. You can get some good players at those spots in the ranges. The problem is we have no second-round draft pick, and we got to wait all the way to the third round before we pick again. There could be some teams that's anxious. And the day of the draft, everybody going to be like, damn, I missed out. This sense of urgency, that deadline make deals to a degree. Everybody's shoppable. If we go into this draft with the 12th and the 20th, I'm expecting for the Cowboys to do something nice. I'm expecting them to do something like, breaking nose, because it's already building up to that point. We can see these things happening a mile away from where it is at. Like when GP gets signed, we'll know when that's happening, right? And when we go make a trade announcement, we know that that's going to happen. Jerry Jones got more years behind him than in front of him, ladies and gentlemen. So all we got to do is basically get things going. Now, here's my thought track with what he said with Malik Hooker and Jalen Thompson and P.J. Locke. These are veteran bridge guys. These are no guys that you're thinking that you're going to work with on this team for 3 to 4 years down the stretch. And Malik Hooker, my guy, that's my guy. And I just don't think that the Cowboys are sitting there saying, okay, we good at safety. No, they need to have a safety. And they need to have a safety that can be taught from someone that's been in the league. There's a war of attrition. There's rudiments and stuff that you will have to go through. It's a process. And it takes time. Nobody wants a team bunch full of rookies in their secondary. Because you can get burnt like toast, baby. But Rodriguez at 12, that's very rich. That's a very rich pool right there. I like Rodriguez, right? But what I'm trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm at that 12th spot and there's a team that's so greedy that want to give up the world to get there, and if I can secure a second-round draft pick and only sliding back a few, I can't slide back too far, and I would do it because that's how I'm going to get my Rodriguez. Rodriguez going to be right there in the second round at the top of that thing, right? To accommodate that hoe, right? You know what I'm saying? My God, he's in Dallas to accommodate that hoe. So we can literally walk off with the situation, whereas you could still probably get a Love, a Dillon, and Rodriguez, right? If you play your cards right, right? Or you can go with the worlds of a who else can be at the top? Cassius Howell, not at the 12th though, but you slide back just a little bit. There could be possibilities of that, right? I got from the 206, and then I got the 717. Hold tight. 206, you are in the mix. Talk to me.
What up, Long? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Well with 2 L's. We're good with you.
Hey, everybody make good sense, but the Cowboys, so far, what they're picking, they're making sure their D-line is on point.
Yeah.
I checked that out.
Right.
They're ready. So they're making sure we don't get destroyed no more in playoff games when a fat halfback runs for 250 yards on us. Or we get destroyed in the Green Bay game when the halfback just running all over us when you have Michael Parsons and D-Law. So that's over with. We ain't got to worry about that no more.
Right.
D-line is on point. So A+ for the coach, the new coach, the defensive coach. That ain't Jerry Jones doing that. To all the people that listening, Jerry ain't doing nothing. That's the new D-line coaches that's putting this together. Your back end ain't gonna get bombs over Baghdad. That's done with. Check mark. Now, the key, what they might do, Law, you made a good point. They might trade that pick. That might be that Miami pick. Well, I think Miami is 17 or something like that. Something like that, right?
Miami pick, I believe, just right before us. I believe they got the
11th?
The 11th pick. Yeah.
Okay, so it's another pick. I was thinking the Cowboys going to get that. I'm saying it right now. The linebacker from Miami will be playing for the Dallas.
Jordan Brooks.
After the draft, yes.
Yeah.
He will be playing with Dallas. I already got that mark. You can feel it. They know it. They just ain't telling y'all. And I don't blame them. Because every time the Cowboys do something, all the other teams be wanting the Cowboy players. Have you noticed that, Law? When we run our big mouth, like Law always said, remember Law said, stop saying what y'all going to do. Then they make this big, the Cowboys going to join. We'll give you more. No. Point. Checkmate. Good job, Jerry. Now, don't run your damn mouth. Don't listen to these fans on here because they'll make us lose everything and they'll make us give. Because everybody go against the Cowboys to make the Cowboys lose their picks and then, oh, man, the Cowboys, this is what the Cowboys did. They gave us 3 numbers, blah, 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 and the other team only gave up. You see what I'm saying? So shut up Let them do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now,
in closing, in closing,
they will give up 3 picks for Myles Garrett if Cleveland want to trade him. It's all because I just heard the coach, general manager for Cleveland. Now he might be hired too, but he said, "I am not trading Myles Garrett. He is the best player in the NFL. I'm not doing it." He already said it. So don't worry about it. In closing, the pick that I heard, because Myles and the Oakland people, they're not trading right now. The thing I heard is Pittsburgh and Cowboys is working on a deal with Highsmith.
Yeah. Highsmith.
That's gonna be your second edge, and you talking about pressure, sacks. They can't run on us. I'm just happy. And your boy from Oregon, the safety, that'll be a good pick if we do draft at 12. How about them Cowboys? Cowboy Nation, stop panicking. You got 3 more weeks to see what's going to happen. Salute.
Salute, man.
Shout out, Long Nation.
Shout out to my guy, man, MJ. Yeah. Draft report and update. Appreciate him. He said, stop panicking, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what I got right here. Let me let Toxic Tom on, man, because I think that we are all due for a good rant, a good rave about this damn team and what can happen and what need to happen. I got from the 717, Toxic Tom. You're live. Talk to me, man.
Hey, how's it going, Law? Just put my Mando on before I just start going off on this team again, just so you know.
Good with it.
So you brought up Myles Garrett.
Right.
And fuck yes. Look, that is a needle mover.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't clutch my pearls when it comes to draft picks because I look at contenders like the Rams. Rams don't give a fuck about draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that we are ranting and raving that we just signed, Kobe Durant, they booted his ass out because they went and got one of the best corners in the NFL. Gave up their whole draft class for it. They are looking to always be upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to settle. And we're over here celebrating for a 1-year 5. Look, I have always viewed the NFL as this. When it comes to the NFL, draft picks aren't the asset. Good players are the assets. And you should always be trying to get good players. Now, you also have a quarterback that's on the ladder of his career,
right?
Just like the Rams. The Rams knew years ago we do not have time to hope that this 12th overall pick can be something good, or 20. Let's go get something that we know right now does the job that we need to get done. That is the mindset you need right now. So when I hear people like clutching their pearls about, well, we can't give up 12, brother, just because you're picking at 12 does not mean you're going to get a good player.
Right.
It's a giant crapshoot. The whole thing is a giant crapshoot. So why on earth would you just want to hold on to that for something that you know is better? If someone's willing to give me a defensive player of the year and I have this small of a window and I have a chance, brother, I am calling Cleveland every freaking hour to get that deal done. And if you're saying he's not available for trade, the fact that it's being leaked is somewhere out there.
Yeah.
There's a chance that it might be.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they're just not hearing the right price.
Mm-hmm.
Look, at the end of the day, it comes down to this. I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an all-pro quarterback, a top 5 scoring offense, and you're telling me that I just need to hope that rookies can get me over the hump with Sam Williams, who gets arrested all the time for driving on the DFW freeway, Donovan Ezeraku with a bum hip, DeMarvion Overshone, who's going to make a fine addition to the IR, Clubfoot, Deron Beland, and hopefully someone else can step up. No, man, go get me dudes. I want to win right now. The real contenders are not banking on rookies to get you over the hump. The real contenders go out, spend money, and say, fuck them picks. I want to win today. I don't hear those teams talk about being poor or, whoa, we're a draft and develop team. That's what teams in Major League Baseball that say we're draft and develop are the farm teams. They're the ones that make sure the Yankees and the Dodgers get the proven players so they can go win the World Series. I'm tired of being that. If you want to win, you got to spend money, and you can't be living like a bunch of pussies. Take the risk. Give it a chance for once, and if it fails, I can live with that. What I can't live with is this. We're going to be just comfortable and just hedge our bets the entire time and hope it works out. Newsflash, it hasn't worked out for 3 decades, and it won't if you keep doing that. That's all I have to say. I hope this team legitimately gives Dak Prescott a legit chance to win. But till then, all we got is hopium. Y'all have a good day.
Man, that's my first time hearing my guy not directing his anger at Jerry, but at this defense. Shout out to Toxic Tom, man, who brought the bomb of all of the great information, man. Man, come on, man. Hey, great addition to IR. That boy, wow, man. That Toxic Tom is something else, man. And it's always good to hear him speak because he's speaking straight from what his heart is saying. Jeez. That's a good call from him. All right, so with that being said, he was the last caller, by the way. With all of that, there was a point to be made about going in, getting a known commodity, and that is Myles Garrett. And somebody, while we was talking about this, he said, man, we got so many draft shows. And what happened over this time frame, it fits right into what Toxic is saying. We get so much information and we hear all of these great stories about what this player can and can't do, what they are able to do, what skill set and ability that they have and all of this good stuff, which is cool, 1,000% cool. Because that's what the draft show is supposed to be. They're supposed to highlight those moments. But I encourage you guys it takes 3 years to grade a draft. Listen to those draft shows 3 years ago and how they was talking about how good these players will be, right? Listen to these draft shows 2 years ago, right? And listen to how much these guys supposed to be able to do X, Y, and Z things. And those voices become silent. They become whispers, right? The real thing is the known commodities. And the way the Rams been operating, the Rams are not giving a damn about what the Cowboys are doing. The Rams are still pissed off about the Seattle Seahawks. Don't y'all know that we're happy for getting the Rams sloppy seconds, man? We happy to get the Rams fall-offs. The Rams, like he said, he broke it down. The Rams are competing to win their division because they know where they at. They got to play them down 40-whiners. They got to play them sea chickens, you know. So they can't be playing around on an off situation. They may get a Jet 2 holiday every now and then when they play the Cards. But they are in a competition by themselves at this point. And we just trying to get our foot in the door. And if we continue to say we're going to draft and develop and build through these draft picks, we're going to forever be behind. We will perform just well enough to maybe get into the postseason. And then when the postseason, we will probably perform just well enough to win one game if lucky. But if you're willing to win, then you got to listen to what my guy Toxic Tom. If Jerry Jones look at this and say, F them picks, F the 12th and the 20th, and F next year's first, I'm getting a guy who just came off of a 23-sack season. That everybody's saying that he's old and he's a relic. And he's 30 years. Well, we haven't did anything in 30 years, 30 seasons. You go get that guy. You bring him on this team. And the Cleveland, you call that bluff. Because technically, they don't want to look like eggs on the face because of those simple facts of what happened. When it's time to say, hey, Myles Garrett is our guy. We are not trading away. That's what they supposed to say. When you got a baddie, you ain't finna get out there and mention that, man, she want to see other people. When you got a baddie, you don't want to mention that she's always on the prowl looking for somewhere else to go, right? And you can't satisfy her because you can't. Ooh, wait, boy, I'm telling you. I almost got too deep with it. You don't want to say that out loud. But if you can get something back in return, where is she happy, you happy, and we all happy, That can happen in the draft. After the 6th pick, after whoever they draft in the 6th pick, that's who the Cleveland got. They got the 6th overall pick. Jerry, do me a huge favor. Pick up that damn phone. Call Cleveland and say, boy, that 12th and that 20, it sure look pretty, don't it? Mm-hmm. What we doing, twin? Come on. Let us take that from you. You can't even take her out to date. Come on. You can't provide the things to make her happy. We can. And in return, we got the 12th, the 20th, and next year's first. Oh, you want this player? Oh, we'll throw in that player. Yeah. Watch what this team will turn up on. Watch how this team turn up. Seabass thinking the inverse and said, hey, just trade up to the 6th. Nah, Seabass, I don't want to move up to the 6th. That put more pressure on me. But that's, at this point, we got to stay patient and stay wise, man. That's all I'm saying. 3 first-rounders, man. But, Lord, we had a younger guy that was equivalent to maybe a Myles Garrett. His name was Michael Parsons. He wasn't no Miles, man. Come on, man. And I like Michael Parsons. But I come here and verily, verily, I say unto all of you guys that's listening right now, regardless of the legacy in the history, even with the Hennessy of what we were able to do in the 90s. Jim Jeffcoat, Russell Maryland, Ken Norton, all of them folks, Tony Tolbert, Kenny the Shark to a degree, James Washington. None of that stuff would be possible. You could ask Michael Irvin. You can ask Troy. You can ask Emmett. None of that would be possible without a Charles Haley. None of it would be possible without a Charles Haley. And if we want to get back to those days of walking around boldly into the situation of letting them know that we've been talked about for too long. We've been spit upon for too long. We've been mocked and sullied and denigrated for so long that it's time for the Cowboys to reclaim our name. My name is my name. Because we did it in the 70s. We did it with my guy, Roger Staubach, and the crew of the Doomsday. We did it in the 90s when we had all of those boys working together. And we've been desolate in disposition for this long of a time. For 30 years, 30 seasons. There's nobody in this draft that's in the same row as a Myles Garrett. There's nobody that's on the same straight as a Myles Garrett. We've been kicked upon, yes. They smeared us, and they wish to be us. A third of the league have yet to catch up with us, but let's not play around with fire. Let's figure out how to get that desire back into our heart, soul, and sinew. And let us pick up our arms and our guns and fight for this moment right here that we know we're going to come guns a-blazing. We're going to let everybody that we stand on top of these type of things, Jerry. It can be all possible right now. It's necessary. It's possible. Because when you hear the horn, it signifies not just that it's time for battle. It's time for war. It's time to stand tall. What that horn does, it conditions the mind that the troops are coming. And if you are still in the area when we get down here and it's time for us to fight and it's time for us to stand tall or not at all, that they know that doomsday on this day is a symbol. You see, everybody got their nicknames. Steel Curtain, Legions of Boom, all of this stuff. But nobody got the doomsday. I want the small parts of the hair on the back of your neck to stand tall. I want us to get back to those days. When you F around with the Cowboys, you find out the hard way, the best way, the doomsday way, baby. I want to bring that stuff back right here. I'm willing to fight for it. Jerry don't know nothing about doomsday. This was before he fell in love with the Cowboys. But I come here to tell y'all that we try to bring that back right now. I'm tired of us being finessed. I'm tired of us being cute. I'm tired of us holding the doors for the people. It's time for us to shut this stuff down, baby. It's time for us to get into this mix and let people know that we've been dormant for 30 years and 30 seasons. And now everybody finna get this pain. Yes, indeed, because we stuck in this game. Holler my name. We all gonna die. We bleed through similar veins. How can you panic? You heard the gun blast. It's on the worth. Come on with it, baby. My 4-4 make sure all your kids won't grow. Ain't that right, baby? Write this down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires makes you quite mad that you don't get tired. And it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it. If you are gladly, Jerry, go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan, or to lose. All of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither code or the property or the fortune or fame, CeeLo, can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty God, ladies and gentlemen, you will get it. Y'all reach out to my homie John Machota. It's a damn shame what UConn did to Duke. That's been my time, but let people know what's your profession, Stay Paid. What's your profession, Recluse? What's your profession, Sean Harris? What's your profession, Mim, talking Cowboys sports, Chris James and them? What is your profession, Todd? What is your profession, Seabash? Because I'm going to tell y'all who's and what's my profession.
Barton! What is your profession?
Let's get it, baby. Let's go put LAW in the chat and let's roll.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first die. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first die. Tell 'em run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Yeah.
I'm number one up on that court, I'm
Make
make
me ready. Come on, baby.
The first one in, the last one out, can't call me Lil.
Can't call all lazy.
Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, let's get them 6. We still in the mix, baby. Shout out to my Facebook. We're back, baby. Straight out of doggone jail, baby. I was in Facebook jail for so long. It's good to see y'all. I'm on parole, though, baby. Hey, I'm on Facebook parole, but I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for putting money on my books. Yeah.
Might crash, might but first die.
Boss, come on,
y'all gon' make me take that trip way out
to the draft, baby.
I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
In a hurry.
Boys don't come to play, you should get worried.
Come on, I rock. If you on Facebook and if you miss me, put down in the chat. We here, baby.
Made some bad decisions that
Birthday.
my mama pain.
I'm on parole, baby.
Promise to her, swore that I would
Don't
change.
put me back in there.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Yeah.
Ready? I wake up, flex, I'm down now.
Destiny will rise all the same.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first die. Stretch. Tell 'em run it over. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this. Tell 'em run it over. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first die.
Bust.
Tell 'em run it over.
Let's slow it down just a little bit, baby. I like to slow it down. Hey, the budget, Alida, La Raza, it's mucho elegante. Come on, baby. Come on.
And they understand the cost
that is involved.
There's 1,000 of you.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We are going to be together.
3 orders of the law. Hit that like button. Sharing is caring, baby. Subscribe to the nation. Like, share, and subscribe. No, it's danger. What we tell him? Blow your nose. That's crack. Oh, wrong song. Let it go.
Even if you're giving tangibly, just take your phone. On the block. Another one. Another one. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. This ain't time to talk.
Hey, Law, I'm thinking you getting close to 150,000. Why you haven't made it there? Have you been following the channel? Have you been supporting the channel? Have you been sharing this content? Have you been hyping your brother up? Come on, man. Y'all see me out here working, sweat equity, man. I'm out here in the middle of the spill. Come on, man. Help a brother out.
Execute Order 66.
Emotional damage. Whatever you do, if a paper crane can fly, then you're so far.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis.
If a paper crane can fly,
This is Sparta!
so far, so far.
Shut
if
up!
A paper crane can fly.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
Fly on, fly on, fly on.
That was easy.
Until next time, baby, where the enemies at? Yes, indeed, baby. Let's get on up out of here. Until next time, man. We got y'all, and I know y'all got me.
DC for life. Not for sure.
Right, this motherfucker don't miss.
I don't.
No, he's fucking good. That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss. No. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.